our introduction into our first moments of life. We're looking at birth trauma now. Let me just say, when I first encountered rebirthing and birth trauma, I didn't connect to it right away because it felt like so long ago, and because I wasn't quite sure yet that my implicit memories, or that which I stored in my body, were all that real, because I didn't think about them in a way that I could value, which was my cognitive mind, right? But these imprints are so profound. And I discovered that. I discovered that in my journey of healing, that what happened at my birth imprinted me and left me with life themes that affected me through decades of my life. Our coming into the world, we go from an expansive being state into the womb, into this differentiating time in this rich, nutrient-dense soup of the womb where we're developing. And then we have a major threshold that we cross through, which is coming into the world as a differentiated being, going from a place of our indivisibleness to a place where we are singular and alone in a body that will die, right? So because of how a lot of us were born, this experience wasn't really an honorable and spiritual enlightening experience. There is a reference that Jim makes to a book called Birth Without Violence by Le Boyer, a French doctor, who says, make the environment of the birth respectful to the human being that's entering into it. Dimming the lights, talking to the child, not holding them upside down and giving them spankings till they cry into a cold room, or ushering them off into a sterile environment where there's no like real body connection, communion, support, right? So I'm going to shift to an example of some ongoing life themes as a result of my own birth trauma that were pretty active limitations in my life. So as a premature infant, really, really raring to get on the planet was that I departed the womb quite early, and so early, in fact, that my organs weren't fully developed. I couldn't breathe on my own. I needed medical intervention. I was born and then ushered off to an incubator where I would remain for 3 months. And in this incubator situation, all of which was, has come to pass in my mind, the dots have connected through doing breath work, just FYI. A couple of things were true at that time. I couldn't live on my own without intervention. I couldn't do this on my own without intervention. This belief was true at that time, but I carried it through my life as an intact belief. I can't do this on my own. I can't do this. I can't do it by myself. This infant reaching this conclusion, I'm not capable of doing this. So I created my own interventions to help get me through a life that I couldn't do by myself. And now I have an extraordinary recovery story, taking back my agency from the substances and behaviors that I substituted in my life because I didn't believe that I could do it by myself without intervention. Now, another belief formed at that time too, which was that it's not safe for me to be intimately close with other people. This original birth experience, where it was true at the time that for me to be exposed to other people, to bacteria, to be jostled around, to be picked up and held, was not safe. So as an infant, developing, coming to the conclusion that I am safest when I'm completely alone. That belief was formed. And even when it wasn't true for my physical body anymore, I carried that belief into my own isolation as a person. So, y'all, our birth trauma and the beliefs that we reach upon entrance into the world. They have longevity. They stay with us until we can release them. But we can discover the contents of our birth trauma through the experience of deepening our presence into these altered states of awareness that get deep in there. And we can achieve this awareness and this revelation in our breathing. In some of my depths of healing that I've done with breathwork, I had a rebirthing session where my birth and the fragility of my own body, my little arms and my little legs, and how scared and how alone I felt when I had a breathwork session where a lot of this came up, and where the belief for me that I can't do this by myself, I'm not capable of it, I will die. When that dawned on me in that breathwork session, I was blown away and felt so relieved to have heard that. And I received, this is not an exaggeration. And sometimes I exaggerate for storytelling effect, but this is not an exaggeration. I would admit it. That day, I got in the mail an envelope from my mother. And inside of it was not a card or her usual stuff that she'll throw inside of that envelope. It was a photograph of myself as an infant, and I have it here. And I saw it for the first time. I saw this contraption for the first time. The little incubator home where I spent the first 3 months of my infancy, my life, this life, in a sterilely enclosed environment. So, the richness and the dynamic possibilities of our own healing go beyond the conscious and linear. Just another example of that. So, our birth trauma, or as Jim likes to say, drama, right? We attract that which portrays major themes from our birth into our existence now, but they're often not visible to us. They're atmospheric. These beliefs are not visible to us because they are unconsciously just the way that it is. The fish swimming by the other fish, right, says, man, the water's really fine today. And the other fish says, what water? It's just the way things are. And these beliefs can remain unconscious to us at times. As Jim already stated, the realizing our life themes from our birth time are often simple and profound and revelatory. Our original imprints and impressions about who we are or how the world is not a safe place, is another one. This world is not a safe place. I have to defend myself from it. These original imprints about how we are and how life are can be revealed. Even as infants, one conclusion that we reach about how to protect ourselves is in holding back our aliveness. If life on the onset feels unsafe or scary, we learn how to hold back our aliveness to feel more safe. We do this by holding our breath. We guard against life, keep life out by holding our breath. And it is actually a less safe place to be than when we are in our aliveness. Our breath is flowing and we are present. So let's pause before transitioning into our next segment to have a message directly to the infant self that is you. You're the origin, the beginning moments of your life as an infant. Just walk your mind back using the power of our own imagination to see in your mind's eye and feel in your body the brand new infant self taking their first breaths in a world that is as of yet unknown to them. Give them a message. Pick them up. Feel your body holding them. Give them the message that you needed to hear in those critical moments that you likely did not hear. The rocking of your body. You are totally safe. You are whole and perfect. And as the adult person that you are now holding this infant, I will not leave you. I will be right there with you through every step of your growth, every step of your life. And tap into that energy of presence, the energy of that which does not change, the omnipresence of your own soul, walking you through your life. And we can shift ourselves back